At 5, the need for a new animal shelter in Multnomah County. Tonight, the county's director of animal services says the needs of the community are not being met.
Fox 12's McKenna Marks spoke with her today. She's joining us live now from the Multnomah County Animal Shelter in Troutdale. McKenna, why is the county asking for this new shelter?
Well, Nora, Pete, it's no secret that the Multnomah County Animal Shelter has been struggling for years now, and it's impacting the animals housed inside. Today, the director of animal services presented a plan for a new shelter in front of the county board, and she tells me the current shelter is not meeting the needs of the local community.
This environment is just really limiting. It's small, it's crowded. It wasn't built to be an animal shelter.
The Multnomah County Animal Shelter has been here in Troutdale since the 70s. And like Director Aaron Grayheck says, the building was not designed to be a shelter in the first place. As a result, the hallways are too narrow, there's not enough space for the animals, and the medical office is below industry standards. Grayheck says the environment isn't just negatively impacting the staff and the local community, it's also impacting the animals that live here.
The way that our kennels are laid out right now are stressful. They are face-to-face gates, and the sound reverberates through the walls, so it just is challenging.
Grayheck presented a conceptual design plan of the potential new shelter to the Multnomah County Board on Tuesday. Aside from the lack of space for staff, animals, and equipment, Grayheck says the shelter's current location in Troutdale is a major setback. It's about a half-mile away from the nearest bus stop and at the bottom of a hill. Grayheck tells me that she once ran into a woman while she walked down the hill to the shelter on her lunch break. She says the woman had just reclaimed her dog from the shelter and was struggling to make her way back up the hill.
And she had him in a shopping cart and was pushing a shopping cart back up that hill. And I was on my way back, walking back down the hill, and she just pulled off to the side and sat on the grass and literally was crying. And so I pushed her shopping cart up to the top of the hill.
In Tuesday's presentation, it was estimated that if a new shelter with all the requested updates was built by 2028, it would cost up to $85 million, much higher than the original $65 million estimate. The board expressed its concern about the cost, and Grayheck says those concerns are valid.
And that's the other story that's in the news all across public sector, whether it's Multnomah County or the city, that we're facing challenges in a general fund constrained environment. And so I appreciate the thoughtful work that the board will have to do.
Despite the board's concerns, Grayheck says she's grateful just to be having these conversations about the future of the shelter and the animals in its care. Grayheck will be back in front of the board on March 20th to present a more formal idea of the design plan. However, even if everything goes their way, she tells me it's likely to be a number of years before a new shelter is even up and running. But for now, live in Troutdale, McKenna Marks, Fox 12 Oregon.